Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. As you can see, we are keeping it pretty simple with the products today. That is because we are covering the whole nail with all of the same color acrylic. And unfortunately, I can't link where to get this acrylic because I actually mixed this myself. If you go back in some of my videos, specifically my shorts, I show you exactly how I got this tone of pink, and it was a inspired like acrylic mixture from a picture that I had seen. And in the comments everybody was asking this nail tech, oh, where did you get this acrylic, what acrylic is this? And she was like not answering the question. She was 100% gatekeeping. I mean, unless she mixed it herself, I don't know, but she really wasn't saying either way. So I ended up saying, you know what, I am going to just mix it myself, and this is what I came up with. So it's a mixture of a whole bunch of different acrylics and some pigment powders. So I mixed really with like a whole bunch of clear, because this is like in the picture it's like a really sheer deep pink berry kind of color. And I started with like mixing clear and the OG Porsche 228 acrylic from Not Polished, and then mixing in like some Dynamic Nail Supply acrylic. I mixed in some Chon Legend black acrylic to like deepen the tone a bit. Yeah, and then like some pigment powder. So I had put in there like some blue and some purple pigment powder, of course some pink pigment powder. It's a whole bunch of acrylics, some the Dynamic Nail Supply, what is it called? Pink Champagne. It's the pink champagne. I put some of that in there, and I put some of the glass pink acrylic that they have in there. Like I said, it's just a whole bunch of stuff, and I just kept mixing until I got the tone that I wanted, and that's why I have like a whole bunch of it. Anyway, as you could tell from the title of this video and the, obviously the picture that you're seeing on the thumbnail, we are going to be doing some Y2K grunge inspired nails today. And I've been wanting to do a set like this for a while. I did a grunge set that everybody loved, and it was actually using the OG Porsche acrylic. And I also did another Y2K inspired tutorial on my channel like a year ago or so, I want to say, and I absolutely loved that set. But I wanted to get back to the Y2K because first of all, I get a lot of requests to do like some Y2K nails. As much as people really hate duck nails, I get a lot of requests to do like duck nail style, like inspired type sets. So like when I think of Y2K, personally me, when I think of Y2K and that time, because that was my era, Y2K, I think of like duck nails, like the grungy rocker girl, those belts that had like the sparkles and the studs and stuff on them, spikes, like I said, studs, stuff like that. Animal print was also really popular during the Y2K era. I love me some animal print, some leopard print. So we're going to be doing some tiger print on the pinky and the thumb, and we are also going to be including newer trending elements like the gel flowers. We're going to be doing a gel orchid on the middle finger. So anyway, how are you guys doing? How's life? I really hope that you guys made it to this point in the video to even answer that question. I really do appreciate each and every one of you that, really watches my tutorials, watches my videos, and you guys, like, comment, all of that. It really means a lot to me. As you know, I just started doing nails, teaching myself nails like a little over 2 years ago. And really, that was just a healing journey for me because I had to stop doing hair due to nerve damage. And honestly, I don't know if you guys know it or not, but you all have been the greatest healing remedy for me. This whole nail journey that I have been on truly has reinvigorated my spirit. And I really feel like, and I've said this before, but I really feel like I've found my purpose in doing all of this. The number of years that I did hair, I was good at it, but I never really felt like I was where I was supposed to be. And I felt like I was still searching for, or even just trying to create the environment in which I was supposed to be in. And, landing here doing nails and content creation, it wasn't even something that I was going to share at first. I was just going to keep it all to myself and just do nails on myself, for myself every day, and decided to share that first application video just on a whim. And it blew up. And like I said, it really gave me a sense of purpose, and it really gave me a sense of identity, which I felt like I was losing for a long time in motherhood. And I see so many nail techs talking about, how mean other nail techs can be. And, the 2 years that I have been, on this side of the nail industry, I have never experienced a mean-spirited nail tech. Never. I've never even really seen it. People in general can be, mean and nasty. So of course, I've gotten, like rude comments, but that has nothing to do with the nail industry. You're going to experience those kinds of rude, ignorant comments no matter what you're doing. But I have never met a mean-spirited nail tech. That's not to discredit and dismiss anybody else's experience, but like, I'm just saying, I've had the best experience over the past 2 years being in the nail industry and doing nails, teaching myself nails, even, watching others' tutorials. For example, I've, since the beginning of my nail journey, teaching myself acrylic nails, I would watch Gabby from Bomb Nails. I would watch her tutorials. I would watch Porsche's tutorials religiously, and I still watch their videos, to this day, for inspiration and really just to support, because I love their work. I love what they do. I love Gabby's products. I actually am waiting for some products to come in the mail from Gabby today from Bomb Nails. I caught her sale that she had over the weekend. Just really great people. I have met so many great people. I have worked with so many great brands. Granted, all brands aren't perfect, but I have just worked and met so many great people over these past 2 years, and I never had that experience when I was doing hair. Never. And I did hair for 10 years prior to this. I worked in salons alongside other hairstylists. I started from the bottom, literally, and worked my way up. I was the, most entry level, still in training hairstylist, and worked my way up to management, and then worked my way into owning salons. I had 2 salons. So, I never had the experience in hair that I had with nails. And that's why I feel so strongly that I have truly found what I'm supposed to do. And, with hair, I would become extremely discouraged with my lack of success, to be honest with you. I had a hair extension and e-commerce hair extension business, which granted, I really worked hard to build the consistency that I had with my hair extension business and with my clientele. I worked really hard to have that consistency. I went from, not being able to rely on income, every month, and just not knowing whether or not, what I was going to make, to being able to count on at least one sale a month. If y'all hear my kids in the background, like, I'm sorry, I just can't keep stopping. I'm on a roll. But you know, I worked really hard to build the consistency that I had in hair, but I never really felt like I had the level of success that other people had with even working a shorter amount of time that you know, in the hair industry. So I always like would question, like, you know, well, maybe I'm just not that good, or, you know, maybe this isn't what is for me. And, you know, that's okay. You know, I learned that that wasn't for me. You know, I enjoyed the experience that I had, and I've gained so much experience that I can absolutely apply to, you know, my nail journey. But, you know, it just didn't feel the same as it feels now. You know, even if my videos get 30 views, you know, just 30 views, you know, I don't care how many views it gets. I don't care how many likes it gets. I don't care about the notoriety or the success. I appreciate it and I deeply value it, but it's not like I need that gratification for me to keep going, because regardless of, you know, the praise that I get from, you know, what I'm doing, I'm still going to keep doing what I'm doing because I love it. When I started on this journey, I made it so I purposefully didn't really set goals for myself, because I didn't want to disappoint myself, because I would do those things with hair and I would be so deeply disappointed in not meeting those goals. So initially I didn't have any goals for myself because I didn't want to let myself down and feel so deeply discouraged as I did with hair, to where now I am actively setting goals for myself again, and I have no fear on whether or not I'm going to meet those goals, because I have every faith in myself that if that's something that I want out of nails, that I'm going to get that out of nails. And because, again, I've truly found where I'm supposed to be. I feel like I am right where I'm supposed to be. And it is such a great feeling to have found that. And again, I really wouldn't have this huge epiphany if it wasn't for you guys. So again, I thank you. And, you know, there's so many people who have really, truly supported me, you know, even in the moments where, you know, I felt like I did have to quit because, you know, my schedule wasn't exactly aligning with, you know, taking care of everything that I have to take care of. And, you know, I would get discouraged in those moments. And, you know, there were people who were right there beside me and, you know, pushing me and encouraging me to keep going, supporting me, you know, and those people truly have my love forever. My friend Jen, my sis Mika, my friend Ashley, my husband, of course, you know, my family members, my mom, my aunts, my uncle, you know, I just really, really, really appreciate all of you guys, because again, you know, those were really the driving factors. You guys were really the driving factors, along with my entire online community, to really keep me going. And I really just appreciate you guys. So anyway, I'm going to just stop just gabbing on and on and on. We only got 2 more nails to go, but I'm going to let you guys finish enjoying the application without me talking all through it, and I'll check with you guys when we get to the filing and shaping process. Okay, so we're back with it. We finished the application and we're getting ready to move on to the filing and shaping. I'm going to use my Halmai dust collector. I love this dust collector. I feel like it works really great. It goes all the way up to 48 or 50, which is like a really high suction. And yeah, it keeps, it keeps me from breathing up the dust. I could definitely tell a difference between like when I use it and when I don't use it. If you guys want to purchase this dust collector, you can purchase it on the Halmai website and use my discount code Chloe5. I'll leave everything linked in the description box. I usually leave everything linked in the description box, all the products that I use, all the affiliate codes, so you guys can save a little bit of money on your products. And whenever you go to purchase these same products, if you ever want to recreate this look or just use it for your everyday nail sets. These are things that I don't just recommend them just because I am a affiliate. If I don't like something, I'm not going to recommend it. Just like I was telling you guys a few videos ago, the Halmai E-file, not that there's anything really wrong with it or that it's bad quality. It's great quality, but I found that the forward and reverse settings on their E-files are actually like switched around. So in reality, their reverse is actually forward and their forward is actually reverse. And I found that out by getting a new E-file from Saviland and finding that it was opposite. So yeah, just be aware of that. Like I said, it is a great quality E-file. I still have it. It still works perfectly fine. It's very powerful. But I just prefer the Saviland E-file, which we will get into in a minute. I first like to go in with a hand file, and these hand files I always get them from Amazon, and those are going to be linked as well. But I get these from Amazon. Originally, I was getting the Pana E-files, the Pana hand files, the 80 grit hand files, and honestly, those are more expensive, and it's not like they're any better quality than these ones. I can get more files for less. So I get these ones, and they work great, perfectly fine. So anyway, like I said, I like to hand file first. I like to sharpen up the sides and do the underfile, like file underneath the nail. So that's nice and crisp and sharp. You want to be careful though on curved nails when you're filing underneath the nail. These duck nail tips are slightly curved on the underside of them, so you want to be careful not to ruin that curve when you're filing underneath, as well as when you're filing and cleaning up the sides. You want to be careful with that as well, because obviously with the duck nail tip, it's flared at the end, so you don't want to like file into that flare and make it more straight, and it's very easy to accidentally do that. So just when you're hand filing with the duck nail shape or even curved nails, you want to be just more attentive when you're filing the underside of the nail as well as the side of the nail. Usually it takes me like maybe 20 minutes or less to file and shape my nails, but when I'm doing the duck nail shape, I am way more careful, and I'm way more meticulous when I'm doing that. So it takes me just a little bit longer. So this filing and shaping process, you'll see, is going to take me just a tad bit longer than it normally would if I were to do just a square or coffin nail shape. So that's what we're looking like with the hand file. I'm going to go in now with my Saviland E-file that I was telling you guys about, and I love this E-file. I love how it lights up. I love the soft purple that it is. The charge lasts a really long time. I actually often forget hey, when was the last time I charged this, because the battery lasts so long. I can go a little bit without charging my E-file, which, I could charge it overnight. It's no big deal. It charges up really fast too, which I also like. But I'm going in now with the Saviland E-file, and if you are interested in purchasing this E-file, I don't mean to sound salesy. It's just you know, these are products that I like and that I use religiously, and I want to recommend good products to you guys. And again, if it's not good, I'm not going to recommend it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I've gotten free samples before, and I've been very vocal and clear about how trash it is. Even if I've purchased it with my own money, I'm very, very intentional with, you know, products that I recommend. And if it's bad, I'm not even going to recommend it. But I love this Saviland e-file, and not many people know that Saviland actually has like electric tools like the e-files and dust collectors and things like that. You know, they're not just polishes. So if you're interested in purchasing anything from Saviland, I'm going to link all of that in the description bar below, as well as my affiliate code on how you can save some money. I believe my discount code is CHLOCHLO. I'll double check that. But it's definitely going to be down in the description bar, or I'll put it somewhere on the screen as well, so you can see that. And if you're interested in purchasing anything from Saviland, especially their, you'll be seeing me use their airbrush machine and their airbrush gel polishes. I purchased that, you know, on my own. They didn't send that to me. But their airbrush and their gel polishes are phenomenal. First of all, I really prefer using the gel polish, the airbrush gel polishes, over like whatever method y'all recommend. The mixing the acetone with polish, or doing the alcohol with the polish. I can't get down with that. I cannot. Every time I've tried it, it comes out like real splotchy. The color isn't even, and it's just a mess, and I hate it. But the gel polish, airbrush gel polishes from Saviland are perfect, and you can actually still use that. Sometimes I'll use the airbrush polishes as a base and still mix in gel polish to like change the tone a little bit, because I don't have all of their colors. So sometimes I'll use, you know, like one of the gel polishes, and then I'll mix in one of their airbrush gel polishes, and I'll mix in my own gel polish, like to get the perfect color and tone that I want, which is what I did with this set here. So I highly recommend their airbrush machine and their airbrush polishes. Their airbrush machine, I have had it for, I think I've had it for a year now, and it's never clogged on me. It's never broken on me, nothing. Now, granted, I take very good care of it. After every single use, you know, I clean it out, and, you know, I don't play about that. I keep it clean, and I take care of it, and I haven't had any issues with it clogging, or it hasn't broken. It still works perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So I highly recommend it. And if you're interested in purchasing it, I actually think they're on sale right now. So if you're interested in getting those, you've been looking for a new airbrush machine, or you've been looking to get their airbrush polishes, now is the perfect time to go on their website and do so, because first of all, it's on sale. Second of all, you can get an even, you know, bigger discount by using my affiliate code to make your purchases. So anyway, back to what we're doing now. I'm taking my Melly Susie mandrel bit with their sanding band. This is the 120 grit sanding band, which is a finer sanding band. I really stopped using the 80 grit sanding bands to do my filing after, you know, I feel like the 80 grit coarse sanding bands are great for, not sanding bands, but the coarse is only great for like hand files. I don't like the lines that that the coarse sanding bands leave in the nail. Granted, the hand files do the same thing, but you can get it a little bit more smooth and even when you're using the hand file. With the e-file, I just feel like it's rough and pointless. So I go in with a medium to fine sanding band, and then I go in with this bit here, which is a fine bit. I don't know whether it's titanium or what it is, but it's a fine bit, and I go in and look how smooth it's getting everything. And then you can use this to get out all of like those harsh lines that the sanding band will leave behind, and it leaves it perfectly smooth. And then like when you buff right after this, it is magic, and you'll see that later. So that's really been like my steps in, you know, when I'm doing the filing and shaping process. I'll first start with the 8080 grit hand file, and then I'll go in with a medium to fine sanding band on the E-file, and then I'll go back in and go over that with this fine bit and just smooth everything out. I'm cutting in the moon shape right now. I'm not going to show you the whole, like doing this on all 5 nails, because like I said, it took me a really long time to do the filing and shaping, because when you have duck nails, you have to be very, very meticulous and careful. And I like my shape to be even. Of course, you want the moon cut to be even. You don't want one to be deeper than the other. So it takes time. But I finish up by going in with this fine bit, and then I buff after this. So we're going to put in the moon shape in all 5 of my fingers here for this set, and go over the nail with this fine bit, and then we're going to buff, and we'll be back after I buff. Okay, so we have filed and shaped, and now it's time for my favorite part, the clean up. You can see how smooth the nail is. We've buffed everything, and we're just going to clean it up, get a nice even and clean canvas for us to do the design. All of that extra stress going through the filing and shaping process to make sure that the shape is all even, that the moon cuts are all the same, and that the structure is nice and even is so worth this review, I'm telling you. I really hope you guys don't feel like I am rambling. Sometimes I do feel like I'm just rambling on and on and on, but I just, you know, sometimes I'll start in the beginning with, you know, chit-chatting with you guys, and then like towards the end of the video, you know, I'll just leave in music, and I just want to feel like better connected to you guys. I want you guys to feel better connected to me and watching these tutorials. You know, if you don't enjoy talking all through the tutorial, by any means, you can always like turn my talking down or just mute it. And then, not to mention, I really don't even know if people make it to this point in the video. But anyway, so we're going to be doing the belt now, and I'm going to use this Beetles gel nail polish in this like really pretty pastel pink. This was part of their macaroon collection, I think it was called. Yeah, macaroon. It's part of their macaroon collection, and it's just a really pretty soft pink. And so we're going to go in, and we're just going to you know, draw the lines for the belt nail, and I'm using my 25mm liner brush from Komall, which I got on Amazon. I'm going to do the lines with that. I like to use a 25mm brush, or even the 20mm brush, to create these lines. Just a lot easier and smoother when you're doing longer lines with a longer liner brush. And there's no particular way that you have to do this. I wanted it to kind of look like the belt was wrapped around the nail, so I'm going to do like a diagonal shape here, semi-diagonal shape underneath that, and then continue on with the diagonal shape, you know, right underneath of that, you'll see. But before I cured this polish, I went over it with the Perfect Pink acrylic powder from Tones Products. I dumped that on top of it because what I was going for was back in, you know, I want to say back in the day, but for me it wasn't back in the day, because that was, like I said, Y2K was my era. But back then we had these like thicker belts that you would wear with like the studs on them, and my favorite one was the sparkly ones, and it was like a rough kind of sparkle, and I wanted it to look like that. And I thought that this pink, the perfect pink acrylic powder would be like the perfect topper to make it look like that. And it semi did, but it really wasn't like that sparkle. And you'll see, because I'm going to show you, you know, after I finish this here, I'm going to show you, it really wasn't giving that for me. See, like it kind of was, but it wasn't like really showing that sparkle on camera. So I'm just going with it right now. Just continuing on because, you know, I want to commit. So I'm going to do that to the other two lines on the belt that, you know, that I'm going to do. But I eventually go back over it with a different pink polish that's like more sparkly, and was like kind of like the sparkle that I was going for, but I wanted this belt to be textured, and unfortunately it wasn't looking textured. What I should have did was use the sparkle pink gel polish that I go back over this with, and then dumped clear on top of that, but I was afraid that that would thicken it too much, so I just cured it and left it like a glossy texture. So you'll see. So we're going to finish up these lines, and then like I said, you'll see me dump the perfect pink acrylic on top of it. The perfect pink acrylic from Tones Products is really, really beautiful all on its own, and I have a video where I do use that on the tip of the nail, and like I said, it's really, really, it's a really soft like clearish pink with some sparkle in it. It's really pretty. And like I said, when you do these textured gel polish looks like I'm doing here, you want to dump the acrylic on the wet polish. You don't want to cure it. You want to put the acrylic powder over top of the wet gel polish before you cure, and make sure that it's, you know, nice and saturated in that gel polish. You'll see me, you know, pouring it over the nail a few different times just to make sure that it's really in there. I wanted to really catch those sparkle glitter pieces. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. See how many times I'm going over it just to make sure that it's like really getting in there and soaking up the acrylic. And then once you have it nice and covered, that's when you want to go in and do the curing. You want to put it in the lamp and fully cure it. I'm going to fully cure it for 60 seconds. And this is the perfect pink. That's what it looks like. It comes in a really big jar. I think it's 3.5 ounces. So this is what we're looking like right now. And I think after this, yes, we're going to do the Frenchies. Now, I'm doing a different look with these Frenchies. It's not going to be the traditional French. It's just going to be a kind of straight line. And I'm bringing that all the way up right to the free edge, or where the free edge of the nail would be. And you just want to make sure that you clean up that line, make it as straight as possible, which is what I'm going to do. And then wipe down the sides so, you know, it's not looking too thick, and cure it fully for 60 seconds. So I'm going to do that on my pinky and my thumb. And then I'm going to do a black one, which will serve as the base for the gel flower nail on my middle finger. And I really loved how these like straight edged like French nails. I don't know if you could really call this a French nail, but I really loved this straight edge look. Again, it's different and edgy, and I really like it. I would totally just wear this on all 5 fingers like this, and do like the animal print design that I did in some airbrush or something like that. Like that would look really pretty on just all 5 fingers, but I really enjoyed this look of just the straight French. And here we go. We're going to do the same thing on the thumb again, making sure that everything is nice and filled in and everything is straight. I'm wearing my Melody Susie. I got this UV protectant glove from Melody Susie just because doing these tutorials and you know, doing all these videos and designs and stuff on my hand is in and out of the UV light like constantly. If I put both of my hands next to each other, my my left hand actually is starting to like tan. And I'm not mad at it. I just want to protect my hand from the UV rays because I am exposed to the UV rays a lot more frequently than just the average person getting their nails done every few weeks. So I want to start to protect my hand, protect my skin, because obviously we don't want to develop any type of, you know, cancer on my hand, skin cancer, melanoma, just protecting my skin. Aside from this glove, I also have Tones Products has a UV protectant, like it's a liquid that absorbs into a towel that you can like rub on your hand or your client's hand, that also protects you from the UV of the lamp. I like to save those for my clients that come, because I am taking clients again, really just people that I know, because you know, as you guys can hear in the background, I do all of this alongside my kids, and I really don't want to have somebody who I don't know, who doesn't know me, who's not good with kids or not kid friendly. You know, I really don't want that, you know, around my kids, and I obviously don't want to welcome anybody into my space whom I don't know, because I do this in my home. But yeah, so I'm just really conscious and careful on who I do, you know, whose nails I do at my home. So I'm really only doing like friends and family. But I like to save it for them to protect their hands when they put their hands in the UV lamp. So yeah, so I ended up getting this glove, like I said, to just protect my hands. So that's what you guys see. And they come in all kinds of different colors. I got I think this was called like forest green or something like that. But it also comes in like light pink and black, like a lavender color. I ended up getting the like forest green one because I wanted some color, but I didn't want it to be so light, just in case like I got some polish or something on it. I didn't want it to like stain the glove, you know what I mean? And it get like nasty. So I figured a dark color would kind of like conceal that. Anyway, I am going in with my Gaoy black polish, and I'm going to do the line design work on my index finger, which is just going to be like 3 stacked hearts, kind of like the flame hearts. You'll see. We're just going to put some like little squiggles and stuff like that to make it like look really kind of fluid. But I'm drawing in the hearts, and the easiest way for you to draw hearts is for you to do the top V and then the longer bottom V, and then connect those two. Oh my goodness, there's like a dog going nuts outside of my house. Hold on. I don't know if y'all heard that. That was crazy. Anyway, and then for you to connect those two. That way you get like the depth that you want and the spacing that you want, you know, for the, you know, the top portion of the heart. And, you know, it's not, and it's centered on the bottom. That's just how I've found it to be the easiest. As you can see with this like second heart, I'm kind of like taking the product away on the sides because it's just not like the, I don't know, I want to call it a hump, but like, you know, that portion of the heart that's curved, it's not curved enough for me. I don't want it to be flat. I want it to like really look like a heart and like come up and out. So just take your time. If it doesn't look right, you know, it's not cured. So just erase it and do it again. You know, no big deal. So that's what you see me doing here. So I'm just going to let you guys kind of watch that. We're not going to fill them in or anything. We're just going to keep them open and do some line work around it, some little squiggles coming out the top of the heart, and like a flame kind of on the bottom. You'll see. It's going to come together. It's going to come together. This was not a hard design to do, but just very tedious. So just take your time. Don't get frustrated. As you see here, as I mess up or if I don't like it, I'm taking it away. If it looks kind of wonky and not how I want it to, I'm going to make it look how I want it to. So anyway, we're going to finish up this design and I will check back in with y'all in a minute. Okay, so now that that is done, we're going to go in and we're going to airbrush. So as you see, I'm going in with my airbrush gel polish. I had already used the pink one, the pink Saviland airbrush gel polish, and I mixed it with a little bit of a hot pink gel polish and the red airbrush gel polish from Saviland. And as you can see, like, it's nice and smooth. There's no spattering, nothing weird going on. So it's really important for you to use the proper products when using the airbrush, and it's just so much easier, so, you know, mistake free, and better and faster just to use the airbrush gels. I really need to get more of them, and I'm going to look into that. I've actually been looking into getting some more colors. They have some glow-in-the-dark ones now, so I'm going to do that. They also have a larger bottle, all white one, where you can mix, you know, any colors that you want in there. So I'm going to look into getting that as well. But we're just going to airbrush the thumb and the pinky, and then I think after this we're going to go with the Saviland Solid Gel in light pink, and we're going to do this orchid. Now, I've found it easier when you are doing these gel flowers to take out the product that you need, put it on your like your nail plate, your nail art plate, and then roll it out with another flat nail plate or whatever that you have that's flat, so it's nice and even. Roll it out and then cut it into even sections. So I need 3 sections here, so I'm just going to cut it into 3 sections, and then I'm going to roll out those I'm gonna roll it into a ball with my finger. Like I said, this is just the easiest way. I do this now when I'm doing any kind of gel flower. Just so the petals are even, because I honestly hate when the petals aren't even. And like I said, that's just the easiest way to get them even. So for the top petal, we're just gonna kind of round it out and do a small little pointed tip. You'll see what I'm doing here. I'm just using my solid gel tool to just work the product into the shape that I want. And like I said, we're going to just round it out and then do a small little point at the tip, and then do the 2 more rounded leaves at the bottom. You'll see what I'm doing here. So yeah, really simple. I love using these solid gel for flowers now. Once you get the hang of it, you know, you can really create anything that you want. You can do the same thing with acrylic, but the gel is a lot more forgiving because you can work with the product until you're ready to cure it. Once it looks how you want it to, then you put it in your lamp and you cure it. You know, real simple. And you can, like I said, it's so easy just to really create anything with the solid gel. So I'm just using my tool to correct the, you know, just to make the petal as perfect as I can and put it into the shape that I want it. I want this petal to be kind of like the statement piece of the flower. You know, make this leaf a little bigger, and then these 2 bottom ones are going to be more rounded with no point. You'll see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to kind of use my tool to push the product where I want it to go. Once the product looks how you want it to, you're going to go ahead and fully cure it, and then I'm going to give it some color by doing some more airbrush. I'm just going to match it to the color, the airbrush color that is on my pinky and my thumb, and I'm just going to focus putting that airbrush right in the center. You'll see right here, I'm just focusing on just giving it a little bit of color because we're going to do 2 more petals on top of this. But like I said, I just wanted to give it a little bit of color, you know, put some in there, and then I'm gonna use my Tones Products Kolinsky cleanup brush and just kind of clean up the airbrush that, you know, is outside of that flower, so it's nice and clean. Get a little bit more of the solid gel, and then do the same method, roll it out and then cut it in half because I only need 2 petals for this part. And then roll those into a ball with my finger and then place them on the nail and use my solid gel tool to just shape the petals how I want them. And I'm going to fan these out similar to how I fanned out the bottom 2 more rounded petals. And once those look how I want them to, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fully cure it, and then I'm going to take my airbrush and put just a little bit of color right in the center to give that flower some pop. We're also going to add in some dimension to this flower using some gel polish coming up here in a minute. So here is where we're going to give the flower, the orchid, a little bit more dimension. I'm just going in with a really dark berry kind of color just to give that pink, light pink, some contrast, but also it blends in with the black. And I just mixed some like a wine-ish color, like a really dark wine colored gel polish with some purple gel polish and a little bit of black polish to give it some depth. And we're just going to start off by doing those classic orchid lines, and then I'm going to give it some use my liner brush to put some dots on like the edge of the flower, just to, like I said, give it some more dimension and look like a true real flower. And again, once you have done that, you're just going to fully cure it. Once it looks how you want it to, you're just going to fully cure it. And then I think I go in with some top coat before I move on to the next step. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I top coat it because I'm going to put like a little centerpiece in there. And so I just want to, so I don't have to work around, you know, the nail charm that I put in the center there. I'm going to go ahead and put the top coat on now. You very well could and probably should, like if you were to really do this on a client, the silver centerpiece that I put on this flower, you could and probably should also top coat that as well, just because these types of nail charms and even like the small little flat back rivets that you use on these nails, and like the little caviar beads that I'm going to be putting along the belt, like you want to top coat those as well. It's not going to take away any shine from them, but top coat them, because like after a while of you washing your hands, they actually tarnish. But if you top coat them, they're not going to tarnish. The only thing that you want to avoid top coating, obviously, is rhinestones, because if you put top coat on top of rhinestones, that will take away their shine. But anything else, it's not going to take away its shine. It's going to actually help it not to tarnish. For example, like the set that I have now on my right hand that you see here, I have like that flower there, those little caviar, those gold caviar beads. I top coated those so they don't tarnish. But like some of the top coat on some of my fingers actually came off a little bit because I accidentally, you know, it rubs off. I accidentally hit the E-file on my nail, and it took away some of that top coat on some of those caviar beads, and now they're tarnishing. Anyway, I took a small little bit of the solid gel, and I'm just kind of putting it around that nail charm, just to make it look like it is part of like it grew in with the flower. It's just a added little detail. I actually got this inspo from a picture that I saw on Instagram. I'll insert it somewhere here on the screen so you guys can see what I saw, and I just, you know, use that inspo to do the flowers. Really pretty design, and I want to do more designs like this in the future. But now we're going to go in and we're going to do the tiger stripes, and you want to just kind of do these in a upwards V, in no particular, you know, structure or anything, but just as long as they're going in like the general direction, like all coming to a point in a V. And you know, some will branch off and just do little squiggles, kind of, you know, make it wavy so it looks more, you know, natural and cohesive. So after this, there really isn't much more to it. I do this kind of same design on my pinky. I fully cure everything, and then we're just going to add in some bling in areas. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you guys to it. I thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you've made it this far in the video, I really, really deeply appreciate you guys. You know, like I've told you guys before, I'm really trying to make this something that is full-time for me. I enjoy it, and you know, I want to contribute to the industry that's helped me. This is, like I said, this is a healing journey for me, and I love it, and I want to continue to do this full time. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.
come back at 6, wake me and your child, and then won't lay today.